Hello students, the topic of today's lecture is self-referential structure. In the last lecture I have talked about what is data structure and what are its different types, and now we are proceeding to the self-referential structure. Before defining the self-referential structure, let me tell you about what a structure variable is. As you have already done this in the previous semester in the C programming language, what an array variable and what is an structure variable. Now first, array is a collection of similar data items. That is, we can say that array is a collection of homogeneous data items. Whenever we want to store the same data items into a single variable, then array is used. And structure is a collection of heterogeneous, means non-homogeneous data items. Suppose we want to store the record of a student. The record of a student contains the roll number of the student. It's that can be represented in the form of integer, name of the student that can be represented in the form of character or string, marks of the students that represent in the form of decimal values, that is float, so on. So the students record comprises of many different data items. So if we want to store the record of a student into a single variable, we use the structure variable. So structure is a user defined data type in which the non-homogeneous data items are stored. At it is clear from the screen, we have created a structure, namely student. We have taken two members in the structure. These are called as structure members. First is int roll number, second is float marks. And in the void main, in the main function, we have created a variable s, and this struct student behaves as a new data type. As just like there are basic data types int, char, float, now struct student is also a data type. It is called as a user defined data type, and s is the variable of this data type. Now this variable of the structure data type can access the members of the structure, roll number and marks, using the dot operator. And it is clear from these two statements, we can assign the roll number and marks of the student using s variable. This is all about structure variable. Now coming to the main topic, self-referential structure. Self-referential structures are those structures that contain one or more pointers pointing to itself. What does it mean? The meaning of this statement is that whenever a structure, I have already told you, structure contains many elements. It's that are called as members of the structure. When a structure contains one or more member, that is a pointer variable, and that pointer variable is of the same data type, that is of structure variable. In other words, we can also say that structures pointing to the same type of structures are self-referential in nature. This statement can be illustrated with the use of this example. I have made a comparison between a pointer to an integer and pointer to a structure. In the first part, in this part, I have created a variable a. I have taken a pointer variable p, and I have stored the address of a into p. Now the data type of this pointer variable is int. Why? What is the reason of declaring this as int? Because p is going to store the address of a, and the data type of a is integer, so it is compulsory that the data type of this p should be integer. Only then it can store the address of a. Now coming to this structure part, I have created this structure student, same int roll number, float marks, and I have taken this one pointer variable star p whose data type is struct student. Means p can store the address of a variable whose data type must be struct student. So look at this arrow line. This arrow line means that p is a pointer variable that refers to the structure itself. Means the member of a structure is a pointer variable that refers to the data type of the same structure, then it is called as a self-referential structure. So this is a self-referential structure in nature. And in the main part, I have created a variable s using the struct student statement, and I have also created a pointer variable p whose data type is struct student. Now p can store the address of s. And in the next example, now p can store the address of s. In p, I have stored the address of s, and using the pointer variable, we can access the members of the structure using the arrow operator. So roll number and marks can be accessed using the pointer variable p. So this is all about self-referential structure.